Hello everyone and welcome to Midpoint Security video tutorials. This is the second part of the MuSDO configuration tutorial, and in this part I will show you how to configure a MuSDO device on the CredoID software and review possible actions that can be made. To be able to connect MuSDO devices to CredoID, the following objectives have to be met. Firstly, through MuSDO device and WinCCS software, network settings, security areas and inputs have to be configured. Flash password has to be set. And lastly, the device has to be disconnected from WinCCS software. On CredoID software, you have to ensure that the required licenses are activated and their modules enabled. I already have my MuSDO device configured and prepared for this tutorial, to the point where I have disconnected the device from WinCCS software. Alright, before adding MuSDO device to CredoID, few pre-checks have to be made. Firstly, you have to ensure that the license you have includes the needed modules. To do so, press About located on the top right corner, and then Manage License. The most important modules that are required are Intruder Detection and MuSDO modules. Alarm Manage module is optional, but it's recommended depending on your system needs. As well, enough access control readers and inputs are required. The second thing you have to do is check the module settings to ensure that they are enabled. To do so, go to Settings tab, then Modules, and find Intruder Detection and MuSDO modules. If they are disabled, enable them, and then save the settings. After settings have been checked and saved, click OK. Now MuSDO devices can be added to CredoID. To do so, get back to the Device tab. Create a new item by clicking here or right here. In Controller Type field, select MuSDO Controller Type. Type in a name for the MuSDO device and its network settings. Device pin is the installer code, which by default is 9876. HW password is the flash password that is either configured through MuSDO keypad or WinCCS software. Additional settings can be enabled here as well. After settings have been configured, click OK to save the settings. It is not necessary to upload network settings to the MuSDO controller, so click No. If the device is configured correctly, it should show up online on CredoID shortly. To see if the device is online, check the Communications panel, which shows how many devices are currently connected to CredoID and their status. There is one device online. By clicking on it, it displays devices that are currently online. We can see that the MuSDO device is fully connected with CredoID. Now I will review the possible actions and configurations that can be done on CredoID. Firstly, Security Areas tab. Configured security areas can be viewed here and actions can be taken on them. By default, after a MuSDO device has been connected to CredoID, it downloads security areas from it. To update the system, click Download Security Areas, and this will download security area information from MuSDO device. On the list panel, downloaded security areas are displayed. Here information is displayed in this order: device ID, security area number, security area name, and its status. On the details panel, selected security areas information is displayed, such as name and location, as well as events and assigned security zones. To arm or disarm a security area, click on Arm or Disarm on the list panel or on Details panel. As well, it is possible to arm or disarm multiple security areas by multi-selecting them, by holding Control and selecting each security area individually, and then clicking Arm or Disarm on the list panel. Note that this tab does not update automatically and only updates when an action is taken, or by clicking on a refresh button right here. Moving on to Inputs tab. Here, security zones, aka inputs, can be reviewed and actions can be taken on them. On the list panel, downloaded security zones are displayed. Here, the information is displayed similar to Security Areas tab. To update security zones, click on Download Security Zones. On the Details panel, selected security zones information is presented, such as device information, its status, events, and assigned security areas. As well, actions can be taken on them, such as recall for refreshing the zone, acknowledge for acknowledging the tamper if it's triggered, bypass to make the zone into bypass status, and unbypass, which unbypasses the zone. Onto Monitoring tab. Here, incoming events can be reviewed, a map can be created, and statuses of doors, security areas, inputs, and outputs can be reviewed. I will create a map. To do so, go to Maps subtab and create a map. I will use a custom background. After the map is created, on Navigation panel, click Edit Map so that the map would go into the edit mode. Now, items such as doors, security areas, inputs, outputs, cameras can be placed on the map. From Security Areas subtab, we can place security areas on the map. Security area size can be changed by changing the corner positions. To make a security area with a custom geometry, right-click and select Edit Area, and then draw the security area. We can enable the Name checkbox so that it would be displayed on the map. From Input subtab, we can add security zones on the map. Security zones are represented as icons which colors change depending on its status. Its size can be increased or decreased by clicking plus or minus. After security areas and zones have been placed, save the map settings. Now to operate security areas and zones, double-click on them either on the list or on the map, and the control panel will be presented. Moving on to Alarms tab. This module is not necessary for MuSDO to work, but it is recommended to have if you want to check incoming alarms more effectively. It is a great tool to wheel incoming alarms, acknowledge them, as well it is possible to configure so that incoming alarms generate alarm sounds on your system. On Unacknowledged subtab, received alarms are presented. On Acknowledged subtab, alarms that are acknowledged are displayed. On Closed subtab, close alarms. Now to be able to receive alarms, a filter has to be created. I will create a simple filter and generate some alarms. Alright, we can see generated alarms on the list, as well that security areas and zones turn red, indicating in an alarm state. On the list panel, received alarms information is presented in this order. What type it is, priority, zone, area, controller, site aka location, and time the alarm was received. If autofocus object on the map checkbox is enabled, it will automatically focus on the item from which a newest alarm has been received. To acknowledge or close an alarm, click here. Down below, the information about the alarm is presented and a command can be given. For a received alarm to generate sound on your system, click on Configure Sound setting. Here sound files can be chosen or added and played and their settings configured. Note that only WAV files can be imported. Other formats such as MP3 won't work. After all settings have been configured, click Enable Sound to enable this function, and then OK. Also, the button nearby mutes any alarm sounds that are currently playing. And that is all for MuSDO configurations and possible functions on CredoID. For more information on the MuSDO devices and CredoID, please read the video description below. If you have any questions, please contact us at support@midpointsecurity.com. Thank you for watching and have a pleasant day.